All right, Big Man, welcome to the Portnoy Show with Eddie and Company, presented by High Noon.
Yeah, High Noon. I'm awaiting my shipment here. Real vodka, real juice, tailgate season, cranberry pear. I'm a pear guy. I love going to these football shows, Eddie, because the entire crowd is drinking High Noon. So, best vodka soda out there by a mile. Best seltzer, real vodka, real juice. Pear is now my third. So I still got, it goes passion fruit, pineapple, pear. And that's... I didn't even realize that. It's crazy. The 3 Ps.
Passion fruit, pineapple, pear. The 3 Ps. Page views.
Yeah.
Those are in the tailgate pack for people wondering. Pear and cranberry are in there. They are the newest flavors of High Noon. So go check that out. New place, new setup.
Yep. New setup. I'm in Miami for the foreseeable future. So schedule change. I'm going to miss a bunch of advisors. We'll have fill-ins. Still doing pick 'em every week. Obviously doing this. Still doing college football show. Pro football show. I'll probably miss a decent amount as well because we can't have 2 like remote people. But yeah, I got to do it. Taxes. I realized that my taxes were in doubt, and I gotta be here as much as I can to get my Florida residency.
So are you going to do pick 'em remote?
Correct.
Yeah. So you'll do pick 'em remote, and then you'll
pro football pick 'em and college football show remote.
Okay. So then advisors, there'll be fill-ins for that and pro football show, and then you'll go to the traveling college football shows.
Yeah, those I'll be at every week.
Okay.
Or
good.
every time we do it.
How do you feel about that? Are you just is what it is? You need the tax break.
It's just crazy not to do it. It's and I have been planning it for a while. That's why I got a house here. Because I did the math, and after 5 years, I've said this before, basically the tax difference between New York and Florida, at the end of 5 years, after I signed the deal, after we did the Penn deal, I could have the same amount of money and live in New York, or the same amount of money in a house in Florida. Like, that's how big it is. So I made the decision, and I like being in the, obviously, warm weather in the winter. If I could have combined it somehow and still done the content, I would have loved to. At one point, I was almost like, hey, Penn, if you want to give me X amount of dollars, I'll stay in New York and go to the office every day. I know they would have said no, so I didn't even ask.
It sounds kind of modest when you say and a house, but we're talking like millions and millions of dollars too. Like, I can imagine at your level compared to that's why I'm doing it too. And I'm not nowhere near as much money as you have, but it's not, it's a lot.
Yeah, no, it's a shit ton. It's, I don't know, 20 million.
It's a lot.
Yeah, it's a fucking shit ton.
Do you think people will be disappointed that you're not going to be appearing on all these programs?
Probably.
Yeah. And are you would have liked to do it, you said, but it just, hey, you got to look out for you're in a different place now. Is that just the best way to say it?
If someone said what I just said, $20 million to live half the year in Florida, it's a no fucking doubt. Well, it wasn't really a choice. It's like, all right, well, it is what it is.
Does it make you rethink next year, like just based on the calendar and going through it for a year, where you're like, hey, maybe I'll go stay here until like July and go up like an extra month, like not spend as much time?
Yeah, I mean, the best 2 months in New England, upstate New York, all that is September, October. So I wish I was there for that. Maybe I go later. But my problem, here's the issue. So in tax, I don't think people give a fuck. We're off to a boring start. But it's like I travel so much. Even when I'm in Miami, I'm doing 8 months in Miami, basically, and 4 in New York. But during those 8 months for work, I'm traveling, I don't know, 2 or 3 of them full. I'm not just Paul who can just sit there with a thumb up my ass. I'm traveling every 2 fucking seconds. So it's like I'm behind on days to begin with, not because I'm in New York, but I'm traveling for Rowdy, I'm traveling for Vegas, I'm doing March Madness in Chicago. I'm just everywhere.
Yeah. Well, all right. That's that. That's Dave's upcoming schedule. And we'll get into the show kind of. That also, Milmore will be joining at some point, Dave. We're going to talk some House of Stools. Just kind of, I think he's one of the biggest enigmas at Barstool, right?
Not to me, but I mean.
I would say to some people, because he's he's an original 10 employee, right?
Yeah, I think so, yes.
Yeah, so Bill Moore's going to be coming on soon. But how was the weekend? How was Tennessee?
Great.
What?
It's great. Tennessee is a great place to be. You saw all the videos. They love us there. It was a very successful, good, fun weekend.
I like the Dave Portnoy's safe word is Rocky Top.
Yep, a lot of clever, good signs, and you could tell we were there, which is all we asked for.
That was great. Do you want to? I thought that went pretty well last time, where you ranked campuses for the Big Ten. Have you been to enough SEC?
No.
No. Let's go through and see.
Well, the only one I've been to, I think, is Knoxville.
Have you been to Kentucky?
Oh, I guess I have. Yeah, I've been to Kentucky, but never. I don't.
Basketball.
Huh?
A basketball, not a football
No,
game?
I've been to Kentucky for Keeneland horse racing.
Yeah.
And which I love. So, I absolutely love it because I love horse racing. So honestly, that may, if I was like a college kid, that may be where I'd end up wanting to go because I go to Keeneland every fucking day. And it's open a lot during there. So I do like Kentucky, so I've been there. But Knoxville, obviously, it's night. I haven't been to like a football game at Kentucky or that type of crowd. I haven't been to a basketball game at Kentucky. I've only been for horse racing, and it is sick.
So if you committed right now, you think you would do
For
Kentucky?
me personally, as like my lifestyle, yeah, because I'm such a huge horse guy. Keeneland's number 2 track to me in the country. Number 1, Saratoga. Number 2, Keeneland.
Is the weather good enough though?
Yes.
And Goodfellas Pizza.
I don't know what you're like asking in regards to what. Like, am I a college student? I don't really care about the weather.
Yeah.
I'm a college student.
Oh, really? I feel like that's like kind of.
I went to Michigan.
I know you went to Michigan, but I feel like if you did it over again, the whole thing everyone says is why it's harder for these schools to compete now because it's like, why don't you go to a place that's nicer and year round? It's, all these fucking dorms and all these apartment complexes and pools and shit. Like, I feel like that's.
No,
like that's,
I mean, that is this thing straight? I can't tell. That all existed, like the nice weather existed when I picked schools.
I know, but I think college is a lot of hindsight's 2020 for a lot of people. You're making a decision at like 17.
I don't think I would have loved to go to, like, I'm such a northeastern person. Like, I don't know that I would have loved to go like down south for school. I don't think I would have.
Okay. Have you been to Florida?
No.
Yeah,
I've been to FSU.
At Florida State.
That's obviously not SEC.
Yeah. You've been to LSU?
Nope.
No?
I will be in like 2 weeks.
Yeah. Alabama?
Nope.
No. A&M?
Nope.
Arkansas?
Nope.
Ole Miss?
Nope.
Oh, damn. You really haven't been to the SEC.
As I kind of answered, yes.
Yeah. I thought you did more shows there.
Nope.
All right. Also, you took exception with Brandon Walker's helmet rankings.
Yeah, well, in rankings, I like class. He doesn't. He likes trash. Like, he didn't have Penn State. Penn State's probably top to bottom my favorite uniform. I love Alabama's. He doesn't like simple. I like simple, classy. There's something about Penn State. I know it's just the blue and the white, but it looks awesome, and I would say that regardless of the history of Penn State or anything like that. Like Notre Dame, I love. Like LSU is too busy for me, like the Tiger and LSU. So I like simple, clean designs.
Mm-hmm. That's a fair gripe, I think. Well, all right. I'm glad it went well. Any statement on the Patriots?
They may not be good. I emphasize the word may because I gotta make sure. By the way, is it them? I just was gonna say hello. All right, hold on. I'm on an acai bowl kick, and I think they just showed up.
Oh, nice. What do you think about that, Paul? Acai bowl, Dave. Did you ever think you'd see the day?
That's a huge thing down here. Acai bowls are everywhere. That is a big staple of Miami. That's like the Cuban sandwich. That's the healthy version. Like when I say like popularity wise, people come here, they get a Cuban. The acai bowl, it's everywhere.
Do you get them a lot?
No, I'm not that healthy. He's trying to get skinny. We should dive into how Fat Dave is back, and he's like he's on treadmills and shit. I saw.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, isn't there like some? Are those as healthy as they seem? As
Acai bowls?
yeah, I've heard not so much.
Maybe not. Maybe I just assume they're healthy because it's like, isn't it like yogurt and shit?
Yeah, it's like it's fruit and shit. Yeah, but
maybe
I don't
a lot
know.
of sugar.
Yeah.
Maybe a lot of sugar. Yeah, I saw he was. Well, we'll see what he says about it. It's like he's walking around here. He's. I think diet's the most important thing.
Sorry about that.
Why
Hey,
you?
Dave, we were talking about you with the acai bowl. Is that just part of like the healthy? Like, yeah, I know you're walking a lot. You got the treadmill.
I've
going.
been walking everywhere. Well, yeah, I'm getting fat and gross. My shoulder like hurts when I walk, so I can't do anything else. But yeah, I'm trying to eat a little bit healthier. I've gone through acai bowl kicks before. I don't even know if they're healthy. I shouldn't say that. Today's the first day I had the acai, but I am trying to eat healthier. Back in Miami, they're easier to get. But I'm walking like a madman lately, or trying to.
And your shoulder just throbs while you walk.
Yeah, for the most part.
That's
My
not
shoulder's
good.
super fucked up.
Why don't you just get like? Are you gonna get it fixed?
Eventually, but it's like a major surgery. So I'm trying to put it off as long as I can.
How long would you be out for? Did they say? Like, is it?
I think 6 to 8 months.
Oh no, shit. Well, you don't want to get that done during the summer. Like now's the time. I feel.
Football, I don't know. I may just wait till I'm done with Barstool.
Yeah.
So a long time. Just to clarify, that's not like tomorrow. That means like years down the road.
Good clarification. People will jump all over that.
Yeah.
All right. So you don't know your statement. Back to the Patriots.
They may not be good, but the thing is, they've started 1-2, 0-3. We're on to Cincinnati. Tom Jackson. Everybody hates the coach. Like they've started slow many, many times and be written off many, many times. Obviously, Brady's not the quarterback. Things change. Mac, that was one of the worst games I've seen him have. Like threw some really bad balls. But then you turn it around. The Ravens are supposedly good. They could have easily won that game. Like they have a fumble cross midfield. They throw an interception in the end zone. So they're in the game. And who have they lost to? Miami, who's undefeated, and the Ravens. And they could have won both those games. So they could be 3-0. I don't know. We'll see. I'm not ready to write them off. But maybe they're not good. And that goes back to like last year, because they couldn't stop the Bills, and the year before they lose at home. Or was that the same year? Miami at the end. So they haven't like made a deep run in the playoffs in a couple of years. Since Brady left, they really haven't done anything in the playoffs. So yeah, they may not be good, but they may be good.
Are you worried about that? People love that argument, Belichick or Brady. Like, are you worried that it's going to become like pretty blatant?
No, I've said this. If the Patriots never win another Super Bowl, you'll get no complaints from me. What do we got? 7? Like, I mean, they had the greatest run in the history of football, and it was in the prime of my life. It coincided with Barstool, everything. I can't ask for a better run than that in anything. So I will never complain. So am I worried about it? No. If Brady goes and wins another Super Bowl and Belichick never wins another, clearly Brady elevates ahead of Belichick, but I love Brady, so no, I'm not losing sleep on it.
Do you have like a week benchmark here? So you're at Green Bay, then you play the Lions.
We're at Green Bay next week?
Yeah.
What do we got? The toughest schedule in the history of football?
It's not easy for sure. Then you play the Lions at home.
Well, let me put it this way: if we beat Green Bay, we're officially very good because they're very good.
You're back if you beat Green Bay.
Yeah, big time. And the Lions, by the way, aren't horrible, but you got to beat the Lions.
Yeah. Then you're at Cleveland, and then you play the Bears on Monday night.
And then you got to beat them. So you can lose to Green Bay, but then you got to win the next 2.
Yeah, that's big.
Next 3. Cleveland, Detroit, and Arizona. You got to win those 3. You win those 3, you're decent.
Yeah,
you're beating the bad teams, losing to the good teams.
And then it's Jets, Colts, Jets. So, I mean.
Yeah, so there we go. We just strung together 6 in a row.
But at the same time, I mean, we're looking.
So that's 6. That would 6-3 going into week 10. Who do we have in week 10?
After you have the Vikings. You're at Minnesota.
All right, 7-3. Who's next?
Then you play the Bills at home.
We beat them at home 8-3.
Cardinals at Arizona.
Well, that makes no sense. We play the Cardinals twice.
No, you didn't. I didn't say that.
I thought Cleveland, Cardinals, Detroit.
Cleveland Bears, I said.
Oh.
It's Detroit, Cleveland Bears.
Okay. So we're 9-3.
Then you're at Las Vegas.
10-3.
Then you are at home against the Bengals.
11-3.
And then you're at home against the Dolphins.
That game we generally struggle with. 11-4.
Okay. And then you travel to Buffalo.
Wait a minute. That's going to be cold. 12-3. Dolphins aren't coming in here and winning in the winter. We travel to Buffalo. We lose at Buffalo. So we're 12-4.
12-4. And we did something wrong because there's 17.
There's
games,
17.
So, yeah. So I don't know what we fucked
Go
up.
through them quick again.
All right. Let's do it quick. So they're 1-2 right now, correct?
Yep.
All right. So at Green Bay next week.
1-3.
Then you play the Lions at home.
2-3.
At Cleveland.
3-3.
At home against the Bears.
4-3.
At New York Jets.
5-3. We missed the Jets. We only played them once. That's what happened.
Colts at home.
So So we're 13-4.
13-4.
Put that on the right.
Official prediction. 13-4.
I didn't study their schedule. They're going to go 13-4. I'm going to go look at their season win total.
With
5.
Is Mac Jones done?
No, I thought they said it was negative. I thought he's playing. I thought the reports were good.
13-4 with 2 losses already. It's going to rip off.
Did you just hear that schedule?
Yeah, I mean it's favorable for sure, but at the same time, with those, I mean, as of right now, they're the third best team, and hey, what if the Jets are a little?
Jets suck.
I know, but you know,
Jets suck. Oh, I'm gonna. Okay, Mac. I'm pretty sure Mac Jones.
they steal one. You think he's fine?
I thought I saw good news. News about Jones' high ankle sprain.
Shoot him a text. Hope you're all right, man.
13-4. Does that get you to the division, or are you in a wild card situation?
Probably. Why? This division's a war. I don't know. All right, he has a high ankle sprain.
Their win total's 7.5.
Oh, I'm gonna fucking hammer that. We have 13 wins. Now, assuming Mac's okay. A high ankle sprain.
13 wins. No brainer. I mean, staying at Boston. What do you got in this Udoka controversy? This is crazy. You know something.
No, I don't.
Really?
I honestly don't. I know nothing. I know nothing. Which is what I don't understand. Whether the Celtics leak it, somebody leak it, identify. I shouldn't say. I don't know what the fuck's going on. Like I saw Brad Stevens finger point at the media, like, you know, don't try. People are speculating who it is. That is, I haven't said a name. Incarcerated Bob had like a theory that I thought looked legit. Then someone's like, it's not legit. You can't put out the women's name. I get it. Like, but what does that mean? People are going to put out the name. That's the internet. That's Twitter. When you say Udoka had an affair with somebody in the Celtics management or whatever, everyone's going to try to connect the dots. So to be like, don't do that, well, people are going to do it. So it's one thing to say don't do it. Somebody has to say who this female is so people stop pointing the finger, because things are just going to keep leaking. And by the way, this is where it gets weird. You hear like the Matt Barnes, oh, it's way worse than I originally thought. And everyone just fucking say it. Like, so people know what the hell's going on. I know it may be easier said than done, so I could be contradicting myself, but like, I don't know what's going on. I've heard that he had an affair with the travel person, the person who booked his travel, and the husband of that person found out because they recorded it on the ring bell situation. I've heard they had an affair. They stopped having an affair. He continued to make advances on this woman. Whether that's true, and by the way, that's a fucking sticky situation to begin with. It's not like he's just hitting on somebody. He's continually throwing like advances at somebody he slept with. Well, that's a little bit of a different than just throwing unwanted advances at like someone you have no relationship with. There's so many gray areas. It's grimy. It's dirty. I don't know what the hell's going on. And everyone's like, he's never going to coach again. Is the reason they just didn't fire him because of legal issues? Because what he I'm sure has his defense of what's going on. The whole thing stinks. I have no idea what's going on. Molly Walsh claims she knew who the woman was, and I trust Molly Walsh, by the way, but I don't fucking know. I have no idea what's going on, I'm ranting. I don't even know how to handle it because I don't know what the charges are.
It is the strangest thing that it has not leaked anywhere.
The person's name. And it's crazy because the way the story has been leaked to me, the woman is arguably as culpable as Udoka. Like, you had an affair with this guy. Why are you being protected? That I don't get.
See, and I don't think it's identifying who, you don't have to go that far, but at least say what it was an executive's wife. It was this,
But
you don't have to give a name.
But you do, though. If you're upset about people accusing innocent, then you do have to say name, because I know it's wrong, Eddie, but it's going to happen. People are going to dig and try to find it out. So to be like, don't do that, great, but that's not reality. And like the incarcerated Bob theory, he put the woman's name, he's like, she deleted all her social media. And I said right away, it's like, hold on. If I was a female in the Celtics organization, I would delete my social media or deactivate or make it private now too, because regardless if I did it, people are going to be searching for it. So I'm just saying, I agree. It sucks that women are getting dragged like that, but that's the reality of the internet when you leak to what you did, that the head basketball coach had an intimate affair. And I don't know who the fuck leaked it. I've heard Udoka leaked it because he wanted to say it was consensual at first, and that's how it came out. And then there's like, hold on, it may not be consensual. I don't fucking know. Nobody knows. I don't know how it hasn't leaked totally like what it is. But here's the thing. It's going to. Eventually, the woman's name's going to come out. The details are going to come out. It's naive to think it's not. So why don't we just put it out there so we can stop speculating and know what the hell's going on? Because eventually it's coming out.
Yeah, but I think the person who puts it out has to be careful. Like, Woj or the Celtics, like they're gonna, in today's climate, they're basically gonna Monica Lewinsky some woman. That's like, she's gonna be all over Twitter. There's gonna be memes and shit. So
that's coming anyway, don't you think?
Yeah, but I just don't think they want it to come from them. So they are the ones that are going to be attacked because they, they fan the flames on this culture or whatever. So
well, then who the fuck leaked it?
I don't know. That's why I don't know why some like up and coming person is not going to just blow the whole story. Like Matt Barnes being like, "Oh, it's serious." That's like, well, how has nobody said anything? It's crazy.
I have no idea.
It's a crazy story. Whole year. Whole fucking year.
And again, to me, that I don't think he's ever coaching the Celtics again. That ship has sailed. The only reason to me that they haven't fired him is probably some sort of legal issue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. It's really crazy. But we talked about the Patriots, Dave. If you want to go to a Patriots game or a future Celtics game, game time.
Game time. Game time. The exclusive ticketing partner, Barstool Sports, created by fans for fans. Game Time is now a new ticketing app that makes it easier than ever to score last-minute deals on tickets to sports, concert shows, and they guarantee the lowest price. If you haven't given Game Time a shot yet, what are you waiting for? Tons of Barstool fans using it, hitting us up on social, telling us the great deals they're getting. We've been using Game Time all year. Go to different concerts, games. We've been buying it to go to the football games that we've been going to. So Tennessee, Florida. It's easy to use, amazing deals, unforgettable memories. You're going to love it. Download the Game Time app. Go to the account tabs, create a login, redeem code DPS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Download Game Time. Last minute tickets, lowest prices guaranteed.
All right. Is Milmore here, Kareem?
Yep. Right, man.
All right, cool.
What's up, guys?
Hey, Milmore.
Milmore, what's
hear
up?
me?
We hear you.
Yep.
All right.
Loud and clear. There he is.
All right, Milmore, what's your title? How do we even introduce you here?
I don't know. I used to be cartoon guy. I think that might be coming back a little bit.
With House of Stools, yes.
Yeah, we could use that.
I'm sure a lot of people don't even really know who Milmore is. You have to be
Yeah.
pretty like dedicated, like Barstool fan, like a old hardcore like Stoolie.
Yeah. Yeah, I was saying even like some of the new shorts now I put in references that like after a while I'm like, oh, people don't even understand what this is.
This last episode, I like the Feidelberg just doing that disgusting noise he does, which he beats into the ground. It was literally perfect. It's like it just no matter what, it's like, oh, what are you touching? Like air? Like it was fucking perfect. That probably is the most perfect like representation of Feidelberg ever.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I love
Did
that.
he
It's
say
almost
anything to you?
No, not yet. It's funny. The other day I was, whenever I'm making them, sometimes I come up with like a joke or like an idea in my head and I kind of get in the zone and I just kind of go with it, start drawing. And the other day I was doing something, I forgot what it was. And my wife walked by the office and like we both made eye contact and like I stopped and like was taken back and like looked at my screen of what I was doing. And it's just like something ridiculous. And she was like, is this mean? Like, are you being mean? And I was like, yeah, I think this is mean. Like, I gotta choose. Like, this is wrong.
That's the name of the game. When Milmore started House of Stools, he's like, is anything off limits? I'm like, no, everything is fair game, pretty much. But yeah, that was very funny, the Feidelberg.
That was when I first did the Barstool Shorts, years ago. That was the first question I asked you. I was like, is anything off limits? And you were like, no, nothing. And then I'm like, now is like, it's a different world nowadays. I was like, hey, it says like, just let me know it's off limits. And Dave was like, nothing, just the same.
Yeah.
And that's how you got in the door, right, Milmore? You started making these, and then get into that a little bit about the inception of Milmore.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. The Barstool Shorts are kind of a combination of something from like a long time ago, where I'm a kid of the internet, and I was in like chat rooms, message boards, and I was really into rap music. And there was a message board called rapmusic.com, and it was like kind of like the Black Twitter before Black Twitter. So there were like characters and whatnot. And there was this one guy, this white rapper that everybody hated. And he had a line that he said, I blaze mics like great whites. And like people killed him for it and it was a meme. So I made a cartoon of him like sitting around a campfire with a bunch of like great white sharks. And they're just like roasting microphones on a campfire. And people loved it. So like from there, that's kind of where I just realized like, oh, this could actually work. So then, yes, I was working at IBM. I was a database developer. So it was very different from the cartoons. And I got laid off. And the next day I was like, I really want to make these cartoons for Barstool. I was a huge fan at the time. And I just started making them. And I think KFC like eventually saw them and kind of we went from there.
And what number employee are you? Do you know?
It's a good question.
Yeah, I want to say like, so I have the jersey where it says 11.
Oh yeah, and that means 11.
Yeah. But I think we've lost some people. Does that count? Does my number get bumped?
Yeah. No, that's a good question. So at one point, Erica handed out all jerseys with number of employees on it. Well, who else would have received it ahead that wouldn't be here?
Bubbly Gang.
Bubbly Gang.
Jeff, maybe?
I don't know that Jeff got
No,
one.
you know, okay. Maybe just 10.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll take 10. Does that
The
work?
top 10, it is busting into the
Perfect.
top 10.
I'll
And Milmore's, everyone said that Milmore's one of the more talented, if not the most talented with the like graphics and everything. He's also, he'll vanish into the ether for months at a time. And then he'll reappear.
Yeah, I think my communication skills could use some work.
You're back in Massachusetts, right?
No, so I'm back in New York. So I was in New York, had some back-to-back family stuff that my wife and I moved back to take care of, and that's kind of over with now. So I'm back in New York now.
Got it.
So the plan is to come back in the office. So Dave, if you know anybody or you can pull some strings, I wouldn't mind a desk. So if
A desk,
yeah.
that's
If you know anybody. I heard that's tough. So that's
desks are tough. Although I think the second floor is plentiful, but that's a different world up there.
Right.
You
It's
probably
like
don't want to be up there. Yeah, all right. I'll put in some calls and see what I'm not there, so but
Thank you.
I'll see
You
if
might
we
know.
can do it. I feel like Gaz has some sort of desk control, but I may be wrong.
Yeah, that'd be great if that could happen.
Well, you said that before, Dave. Is Whitmore one of your most frustrating employees because you know how talented he is? And then...
no, not anymore. At one point, I would say I would get frustrated. Like he does at this point everything. Like if I need something done that I feel like I need done really well, I'll go to Millmore, and he's always there. He always answers the call.
So what is that typically, like meme videos and whatnot?
Yeah, like if I need a meme video done or like these cartoons or something creative, what Millmore has, and we have others now, like who have followed in footsteps, like a Quigs, for example. Like Millmore gets Barstool, so it's like, however a Barstool person expresses the humor of Barstool, whether that it used to be blogging. Now a lot of people do podcasts or whatever it may be. He can express or convey the Barstool humor and gets the history of it through the cartoons and the memes of the gifts. Quigs can also do that. We have some people who can do that. That's not always easy to find. You may have somebody who can do the graphics but doesn't like get us. He's always had both, which makes it super valuable. Like these storylines. Like he's writing the storylines. You know?
I almost feel like they're more for the employees, not for the audience.
I know. I do think that where like some of the inside stuff is picked up a little bit more by the people.
But definitely, but the hardcore stoolies, like there was a pretty strong reaction when it came back. Again, if you don't know the history and you're just like new, you may be like, this is really stupid. Like if you watch it, you'd be like, I don't get any of what they're saying.
It's one of those things where like it looks stupid and it sounds stupid and just somehow works. Like it's just one of those Barstool things. But I appreciate you saying that before, because my first Barstool radio appearance, you actually called me a Barstool terrorist. And you said that if at one point metaphorically Barstool gets bombed and it gets taken down and they go through the rubble and they do the investigation and it comes back and it was like, oh, it was Millmore from the inside. You were like, of course.
Yeah, no, that I no longer feel. I mean, you've been with us forever.
Yeah.
And I feel like I hadn't talked to you in a while. It may have been Mooch. I think you reached out during all that and you were like, I want to kill that kid. Like, and that always goes
many times.
Yeah, like we hadn't spoken forever and just a little thing like that. And that makes me feel good. But it's like the people have been with us forever, obviously. So no, that was I don't even know, when was that?
The first, like first New York day, probably the first New York year.
So no, I don't feel like that anymore. That'd be quite the heel turn, but no, I don't feel like that anymore.
All right, good. Yeah, that makes me feel better.
And you kind of like, you're kind of, no one really knows what you're up to. I think you're an enigma. And so was it Barstool for life? Have you ever almost left? Like, I'm so interested in how this went for you.
Yeah, I think it's Barstool for life. Like, I think that's kind of how it's always been. I go through different ideas of things I want to do. And it's funny because when I started, right, it was like the content people were Dave, Big Cat, and KFC in Feidelberg, like the top guys. So it's like there was never really that feeling to do like on camera stuff or anything like that. But looking back, I'm like maybe I want to do more content of my own, not just the cartoons. So I do have some ideas and some stuff I got to pitch to Dave.
You don't have to pitch it, Millmore. You got the same. You've had the green. Millmore has had the permanent green light, and I've said this: like, do whatever the fuck you want. He's so talented that like the stuff that he does is worth it. But like I said, we've had conversations that do more, do that, and for whatever reason, it generally doesn't materialize. But he's always there when it's like, hey, we're gonna need this, the cartoon, whatever, get going. It's there, but he has a green light to do whatever he wants. At one point, he was being misused to do, but that was a short term. Like he was doing like dumbass graphics, like
advertisements. Basically.
Yeah, like that anybody could fucking do. Like we don't like it was a waste. But that time I don't like. That time came and went.
What's the biggest blow up Dave's had on you, Millmore?
Oh my God. I remember it actually. I remember. So it's in the Milton days. I'll never forget this phone call. It was, I don't know if people know the backstory, but in the Milton office, there was an old lady who drove into the front of the office with her car. Like she hit the front
twice.
Yeah. So here's the thing. So it happened once, and then like it was a hilarious thing. We went. Everyone was there. It was very funny. And then months later, Dave, I think you were in Nantucket or New York. The New York thing might have happened. The same exact lady drove into the front of the office again, but nobody was there. So everyone was gone because Dave wasn't in the office. So I'll never forget my phone. It was Prez iPhone is on my phone. I see the call. I pick it up, and Dave just goes, "Where the fuck are you?" And I was like, I'm in my apartment. And you're like, "Why the fuck are you in your apartment?" And we know, like, just apologize at that point. So I'm like, "I'm sorry." You're like, "Get the fuck in the office." So that was like the scariest.
I don't even remember that. I have so many blows. That I could see myself being mad. But was I mad we didn't like capture it?
Exactly. That's what it was.
Yeah. I mean, that is crazy that the same old lady drove into. And by the way, people wondering, you don't drive into the front of our office. Like, it's not a place that's easily accessible to be the old Milton office. You just don't.
There's also like 4 other buildings next to it. Like, it could have it was just ours for some reason.
Like, there is no weird reason someone would do it. So like just driving into a storefront, but the same lady doing it twice, it's crazy.
I think she was doing it on purpose.
Crazy.
How much do you hate that lady?
I love it.
She was like 97.
Yeah, it was great content.
Yeah. But I'm saying for Millmore, like, you couldn't you had to do it twice.
I don't remember blowing up. I don't remember that at all.
It was a different world back then.
Yeah.
Should we get into the Mike and Dave needs a wedding date
Oh my God.
night, the premiere night? Do you remember that, Dave?
Yeah, that's when he OD'd on edibles. He like, the story goes that there was some random person there that had edibles. That what are those old, like, they used to be those little like fruit candies or whatever they were. But the way the story goes is Millmore thought they were like candy or something, and the guy had them in his hand, and Millmore just ate them all. So it's kind of like when I OD'd on the weed at my mom's house. That's what he did. And he was just found on like the side of the street. Who found him? Big Cat?
So can I give my side of the story?
Yeah.
Okay, so basically, this is edibles nowadays are way more common, I think, right? This is like back when edibles weren't like so out there, right? So I had never done edibles before, I don't think. And I met this kid at the party, Mike and Dave's. It was like we were doing like a college like football recruitment night for Caleb almost, right? Because he wasn't there yet, so we were like trying to get him to join the company. So I was like a little bit nervous. I was drinking a lot, and I met this kid who he claims that I knew what it was, but I definitely just thought it was candy. And next thing I know, I wake up in like a shanty town of homeless people, and I just like can't see anything. I don't have my shirt on. And it was funny because looking back, I was like, it was really nice. They were pouring water on my back, and I'm like, damn, like they gave me their like water. Like that's such a big thing. And I realized they stole my wallet. So they spent $97 at 7-Eleven on my credit card. So I paid for the water, but
somebody saw you too, like beforehand. I think it was Big Cat. I forget what the story is.
The blog's out there. We'll post the blog.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, I had a landlord one time when I was applying for an apartment. They must have like Googled my name, and it's like the top result when you Google my name, and they were like, "Can you just like explain what this is?" I was like, "No, it's just a joke. Like it's just an inside joke."
No way.
Oh, here it is. Yeah. So Drunk Millmore takes a gummy. This is a reader email, by the way. Somebody just randomly sent this in. So Drunk Millmore takes a gummy on my friend's hand and swallows it, which is totally fine but physically dangerous. He told me how he was going to get in the after party or now, but his friends, blah, blah, blah. Club closes, everyone on the streets. Millmore is dead. Some random young stoolies are taking care of him. I mean, he couldn't stand. Head towards the ground, just dead. I even saw Big Cat tell him to go home, trying to get a cab for him or something. I felt partially responsible for all this, so I checked on him to make sure he was going home. I even talked to Big Cat to make sure someone was aware how banged up he was. This is 2 a.m. Flash forward to 4 a.m. I'm stumbled back to the W Hotel from somewhere. My business in Millmore is on the sidewalk a block before the W with homeless black guys pouring cold water on his neck and face while being shirtless. He's able to talk, not able to see. It was likely similar to the first time Stevie Wonder got drunk. Moderate communication, total disorientation. There was some Uber girl trying to talk to him and asking to help, but she's totally totally useless. They told the black homeless people told me that he was on some wild drugs. Needs cold water to wake him up. It's likely a heroin overdose. Girlfriend shows up 20 minutes later. Millmore dry heaving to your girlfriend, right? Yeah.
She was. I had just proposed to her. She was my fiance. So there's more to it, right? So there's one of the things is my phone was broken and it only worked on speakerphone. So you couldn't hear, but you could speak. So this like random assortment of girls saw me on the side of the sidewalk, and they're like, "We're gonna help this guy out." So they pick up my phone. They see my last call, which was to my fiance, and they call her. And so this is like a Wednesday night. This isn't like Saturday.
Yeah, it was a Wednesday.
4 a.m. So my wife now gets a call from my phone. It's just random like Boston girls and they said, "Come pick up your friend." He was like, "Oh no." So she came and picked me up. I think there's like someone said that the last image they saw was just me like hanging out the window, just like puking as she drove away.
Can you pull up that email again? I want to see the top of it.
So Big Cat actually put me in a cab. So Big Cat saw me and he put me in a cab, and I was in the cab and he gave them my address, and we went like 2 blocks. We hit a red light, and I was like, "All right, thanks a lot, appreciate it," and just like got out of the cab and just like I thought I was there.
All right, scroll down. All right, to the top of the reader email. Yeah, I'm reading. It's just Millmore taking the gummies out of kids' hand. Very funny stuff. It was a legendary story. It's up there with like Trent getting arrested. Just a crazy story.
It's great. And my final thing, Millmore, I guess, I don't know, we can cut this if you're not comfortable with it, but like a fun fact for you, obviously, you're cousins with Amy Poehler, right?
Yeah. So she's my first cousin. So my dad's sister's daughter.
So like, does she watch House of Stools?
Millmore was promising to deliver her for some sort of content for the past decade.
No, that's not. I asked. I said, "Hey, like, what do you think about that?" And you were just like, "Yeah." And then just nothing. But I don't. So her brother has been on Kirk's show. Have you seen that?
No.
Yeah. He's like become a chair. So he messaged me. He's like, "Hey, do you still work for Barstool?" I was like, "Yeah." Well, how did that happen? I guess he played him in like high school basketball or something.
Interesting. That's a matter of time until that blows up in somebody's face.
But yeah, so it's been. I do wish I was like older during her SNL journey to like really appreciate it more. But I mean, it was really cool following. Fun fact, I was in the audience for Ashley Simpson's lip sync. I was at that show.
No kidding.
Yeah.
It's a famous moment.
It's another blast from the past. Yeah.
Fun fact, yeah.
All right, Millmore. Anything else, Dave?
No, that's all I got. Like I said, I think he's right. Barstool lifer. And honestly, one of the more talented guys we've got. We always say the nigga because he is so talented and then he disappears. I mean, still, the Jordan video, which occasionally I try to find for whatever reason and can't. Like, he won an award. Not an award, but it was like voted the best, like, GIF of the year. And I'm talking, he did the LeBron powder thing, and it was the crying Jordan face that disappeared. I think Sports Illustrated said it was the GIF of the year. One of the more amazing. I don't know where that exists. I'll hit Millmore up.
It was on Vine. It was on Vine. So I think just like kind of, it's somewhere. It was on Vine. So that's why it kind of disappeared.
I probably hit Millmore up 6 times, maybe a year. Maybe that's high. And I'm like, hey, do you still have this? Because it'll be something like I want to resurface that was made like years ago, and I never know how to find it.
So I got interviewed. They like interviewed me, like the New York Post. Nothing ever happened.
Right.
They were like,
yeah.
Anything else from you, Millmore?
I think that's it for me. Yeah.
All right.
Right.
Good
Good to see you guys.
Kevin Love Bowles. Thank you, Millmore.
I'll see you.
Dave, let's talk about Roman and we'll move on.
Yeah, hard dick business. Roman, swipe them on your cock, makes you fuck better. They are convenient over-the-counter wipes, clinically proven to help you last longer in bed. In the 2019 study, they're proven to increase time to orgasm by more than 4% or 4x. Remove the disposable swipe from its discreet pocket-sized pack, wipe on the most sensitive parts of your dick, and allow it to dry for 5 minutes. When used as directed, Roman swipes leave no scent or taste, so there's no transfer to partner. Safe, effective, no prescription needed. All swipes orders include free 2-day shipping and arrive in unmarked packaging. Try today for as little as $2.75 per swipe. Get 20% off your first order at GetRoman.com/Dave. That's GetRoman.com/Dave for 20% off.
Some more of your world stuff. It was announced. So Barstool Sportsbook, Ohio, January.
Yeah,
1.
that's good. I think Ohio will be a great state for us.
Even with your,
Yeah, that's like,
I wonder how much that matters. Truthfully,
no, they like me. Listen, there's rivalries that you do that you bust balls, and then there's like the Dolphins kid who, ironically, there was that video of the Dolphins kid like just going up to random Buffalo fans. I think that Chef fan is like a famous Buffalo fan. Be like, fuck you, pussy, like in their face. That guy's an asshole. I have like rivalries, you bust balls, but there's like always a code. Like I make fun of Ohio people, they make fun of me, but I think we like deep down have a grudgingly like respect, like the same with Philly when we played the Eagles. So no, I think it's very good.
okay. It's I just think of some Ohio State fans who are just so fucking crazy, though.
Oh, yeah.
I know they're
that's all
everywhere.
That's all they got. They got, they don't have educations, lives, futures, whatever.
Also in the college vein, tickets are on sale. The Barstool Classic, the college basketball.
Yes. Yeah. So that is coming up right around the corner, basically. And it's Mississippi State versus UAB and Toledo versus.
I think it's UAB Toledo, Akron, Mississippi State.
Yeah, correct. Akron, Mississippi State, UAB Toledo, Wells Fargo Center. Come. We're going to try to make it a unique event. We'll be on the call, halftime entertainment, all of it. We're trying to come up with unique ideas, make it kind of a gambling slant, things like that. So our first, since the Arizona Bowl got, canceled last year, our first foray into live events, big live events, besides our Rough and Rowdy.
Yeah.
We call like Canelo fight, but we don't control all of that soup to nuts.
Yeah, this is like if it goes wrong, it's on us.
Correct. Yes, 100%.
Whereas Canelo, like you're just showing up.
We're not running it. We're running this.
Correct. So that's November 11th. Go get your tickets. I saw you had your radar up. You're talking about Albert Pujols.
Yeah, he's cheating.
That's
not even a question. And there's something going on. And I think there's something, I don't know, it's juice balls. I don't know. I think Aaron Judge is cheating somehow, or juice balls, or Pujols, or just, it reminds me in a weird way of the McGuire Sosa thing, where everyone's just like, haha, this is great, great, great. It's like this came out of nowhere. Pujols came out of nowhere. Judge suddenly going after Maris's record came out of nowhere. The fact it's happening at the same time. And by the way, I'm pro cheating. I think it's good for baseball, like steroids, juice balls, whatever, get people interested. Pujols' home runs look like the old McGuire home runs. They're like popcorn home runs. They're going like a million miles into the air. They're so far out of the stadium, it's ridiculous. So yeah, there's something going on. Anyone who says otherwise is full of shit.
Are you fine with like Astros cheating with the sensors and shit?
Yeah, like I'd bust balls if I was a Yankee fan, Red Sox fan, if I lost. But yeah, I'm fine with it. I'd want my team to do it.
Okay. So there's no layers to you.
No.
If you can get away with it, do it.
Yeah. Snake it till you make it.
Gotcha. Because I know a lot of people who were like
purity of the game. Those people can go. No.
But I even think there were people who are okay with steroids because even if you juice, you still got to hit the ball. Like you still have to.
Like Brady Anderson.
Yeah, it's going to go further, but at the same time,
Brady, like these guys, like a Brady Anderson he's okay. He was a nobody. And then he's 50 home runs. Do you have to hit the ball? Like, I don't know.
Yeah. Whereas like you're getting telegraphed what pitch it is. And I don't know.
I don't. Yeah. He's still going to hit it.
Mm-hmm. What do you think about the Adam Levine stuff?
Crazy. That's just, yeah. It's not crazy in the sense of guys like flirting, cheating, all that. Not crazy. To send a text that you're naming your child after a woman you've had an affair with is next level. That is next level.
Yeah. As far as like, you've made a video on how to DM. Like, how would you rate his DM game, like 1 to 10?
I didn't pay that close of attention to it. I saw the thing everyone's memeing, like your body's hot. I assume that's just somebody he was talking to.
Yeah, he's like, fuck, your body's amazing. Holy fuck.
But that's somebody he's talking to. That's not like a slide. That was somebody who was like flirting with.
Yeah, that's what I mean, the context like matters. Like, was that the first thing he led with, or was it?
I doubt it. I
think so
very
too.
seriously doubt Adam Levine is leading to a strange random girl like that. Like, your body's so fucking hot. But no, I didn't think, like, nobody would blink an eyelash about that if you're talking to a girl. That's pretty normal.
I agree. I think a lot of people are like misconstruing it. And do you agree with me, Gaz? Like, people are kind of making it seem like that was the first one.
Yeah, that's the way it's coming across. I always think when those DMs get exposed, like, is it just, I mean, it's hard to come off cool or good looking, like as a guy DMing. Because like, if you were to take any DM that you send to a girl, it's like, oh, this is weird. Like, if you're like, oh, you're so hot. Like,
I mean, I was the king of that. I had to expose like ridiculous DMs to prove like that it wasn't one-sided.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, when have you ever seen someone's DMs leak and them come out looking like great? Unless you did something like very funny, maybe like you had a funny pickup line.
I think what Adam Levine did, from and I'm not like some expert on this story, but he just pushed it way too far. Like I bet 90% of what he did, nobody would blink an eyelash. I've never heard of that move. Some girl you've hooked up with in the past, you're married, you're having a kid, be like, I'm naming my kid after you. Like that. That's just like if Adam Levine, if I is sitting there, he's like, fuck, I went too far. Like
do you think he was joking? Like, you don't
doesn't
know
matter. Yeah, but that doesn't matter.
Like the
that
scumbag meter, like that flips all the way.
That doesn't
to
matter. You can't send that. That just doesn't matter. That doesn't matter.
That's crazy. Well, never mind. Are you happy about Rihanna doing the halftime show?
I love Rihanna. I didn't know she was doing it. What Taylor Swift said no.
I saw that. I don't know if it was officially confirmed.
Yeah, Rihanna's awesome. I love Rihanna.
Rihanna's
I've always
great.
been Rihanna versus Beyonce. Rihanna.
Well,
Always.
I'll go back and say this. We can cut this if you don't want it. But I saw Solana said that he used to watch her stories.
Oh yeah, I did see it. I saw that.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, oh, that I knew he was a bad dude. I don't know how he finds her stories. Maybe because but I don't know what that means. Like I am sure I come across stories because if I'm on my Instagram, like you just go across and stories pop up. So I didn't read much into that.
Does it make you nervous?
What?
Does that make you nervous? You might get swiped by a big musical star someday?
No.
What were you going to say? Nothing. All right.
I don't think. No.
All right. Inside Barstool here. You sent a email last week about no strippers in the office.
Yeah, Kate's a fucking moron.
How so?
You can't have strippers in the office doing lap dances. The stripper had her thong or asshole in the fucking camera with her hand like running up somebody's thigh. Forget who. Like, why do we in a million fucking years, Barstool Sports, want that imagery on the internet? We don't.
Now, is that like a gambling regulation thing? Is that like
that's like a Barstool's a sexist, misogynist company like thing. Let's not play into it and put a ball on a tee for them to look at Barstool in the middle of the day having fucking basically hookers in the office giving lap dances.
Really? Yeah.
Yes.
I'm surprised by that take.
What do you mean?
I don't know. Like, I think that's like we're a brand who kind of like pushes the envelope. Like,
no, not stripper. No, we're a brand that has to know where people come at us for, and having fucking strippers in the office in the middle of the day giving lap dances is a no-no. I can't believe if you don't get that, I got nothing for you.
Well, I guess like, I don't know. Obviously we've covered it a million times, but I'm just growing up as like a Stern fan and stuff. Like, they used to do that shit all the time.
Eddie, times.
But if anything though, like there's a big sex positive kind of thing, like where like OnlyFans and like that whole type deal is becoming more mainstream.
No strippers in the office.
What's the difference between Glenny's people?
Glenny doesn't do like the imagery that was done. That's like an OnlyFans account with the women. They're doing it like a stripper. It's putting it on the internet. Like there's nothing remotely similar to the footage that came out. Like when I heard that there was a stripper in the office, I was told she was clothed. They're like, hey, don't worry, she's clothed. I found out towards the end. I'm like, okay. I'm like, and then someone else like, well, lingerie. And I'm like, wait, what? Mm-hmm. And I went, look, did you see the videos as we took them down?
I saw clips on.
Do you possibly understand how somebody who doesn't like us would take that and use that as a weapon against us?
Yeah, I guess I don't know. Like, I feel like those people, nobody did, at least not that I saw. Right?
Who knows? We dodge a bullet if they don't, but not everything's used. Like we have people who very easily could take that clip and send it to every single advertiser and be like, "This is who you do business with no context."
I could no that I think is different. If you're talking about business, I can understand.
I'm talking about?
Well, you weren't talking about business. You were talking about hit pieces. You were talking about red meat against
business,
the blue checks.
You idiot.
No,
That's
it's not.
business.
No, it's not. That's listening to the fucking minority who hates us anyway.
No, that's business. That's all business.
In a fucking convoluted way, sure, but not directly. It's not.
No. It's 100% business. Why else would I care?
So the blue checkmark brigade is business, is what you're saying?
Yes.
Because you're worried.
They'll take it and they'll send it to advertisers. They'll use it in hit pieces again.
Sure, but like that shit's like, all right, but that's already kind of
Have
there.
you ever heard me say, don't put a ball on a tee for the people that don't like us?
Yes, I have.
That's putting a ball on a tee. That's a big fat beach ball with a big fat bat that someone can fucking hit 900 feet out of the park.
Sure. Okay.
You don't agree that, like, in my shoes, I'm not. You wouldn't be like, what the fuck are we doing? And it's like a brain dead move by Kate. Yeah, it can be fun. It can be whatever. Like, it's not just about you. Like, how about some bigger picture, like, thought here?
Yeah, like I'm not like I hear your points. I guess I'm
like,
more surprised on how strongly you are.
That's how clear of a no-brainer. I couldn't believe it was happening.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like
there's a lot of issues business-wise with the content in general going on those platforms. Like you can't be streaming to YouTube like
that's
that.
true.
Like, there's thousands of dollars that are at stake in that. We could lose monetization. You could get strikes on your account. Like that affects business.
Everything. It was idiotic. It was a selfish, like, and I don't think she did it to be selfish, but so in your own world to be like, I can bring in fucking strippers without telling anybody and do like lap dances and have an asshole in the camera. Like, what are you fucking thinking?
Now, see, that's a good point. Like Twitch just banned gambling, didn't they?
Yes.
Does that affect us at all?
No.
We're legal. So if you read that, I mean, the release isn't, I think that came out. I emailed our Twitch rep to be like, is there anything we're doing that's fault? We're legalized gambling. They're doing a lot of off the grid type of illegal gambling type.
It's just,
stuff.
there's the people use it. It's just, there was no, for a cheap laugh, like, what are we doing?
Yeah. I don't know. Understood though. Dave, let's talk about Omega Accounting Solutions.
Okay, let's do that. If your business suffered significant financial losses or had to shut down in part or full during the pandemic, you may be eligible for ERC, Employee Retention Credit, the powerful payroll tax credit. ERC was passed as part of the CARES Act to help small businesses recover from the pandemic, and Omega can help your business get up to $26,000 per employee using the ERC. Now is the time to act before the government's filing window closes, and this refund is gone for good. Omega Accounting Solutions is a government tax incentive and offers services in business intelligence, fractional accounting, and analytics. Omega is a small business champion, helping small business owners navigate the complexities of the accounting process, particularly for the immense opportunities around the ERC. Omega empowers small and mid-sized businesses, SMB owners, to make informed business decisions through powerful accounting data, analytics, and insightful reporting. A 10-minute call to Omega's ERC specialist could help your company recover up to $26,000 per employee. Call Omega Accounting Solutions at 800-704-2000. 800-704-2000 or go to OmegaTaxCredits.com to learn more.
Beautiful.
I will say there's an element of maybe Dave's getting old. And I don't think it's the Kate thing at all. But there were two things that I thought were kind of I didn't love this past weekend with content that people love that I'm like, I don't know if I would have done that.
What was that?
Caleb and Theo Vaughn dousing Heupel with the Gatorade. Like I talked to Caleb. I'm like, who, what was that? They just snuck on. Like nobody gave them passes. I feel like Tennessee's been pretty fucking nice to us. Like we got the baseball coach. We went through the athletic department. It's kind of disrespectful to do that. Like, hey, Barstool snuck onto the field. And that's how it would be viewed and dumped Gatorade on the football coach. Like it's not something, even if I had the opportunity,
They were favored.
What's that?
They were favored too. I mean, it wasn't like.
I don't know. That has anything to do with anything.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, as far as Gatorade dumping, Gatorade dumping
I don't care if
goes.
they were underdogs by 100.
Yeah.
Like, I thought that was crossing to a degree a line, which can be funny, I guess, but it's like Caleb represents us. They give us pretty good access. We were on the sidelines last year. We are in communication with their athletic department. I don't think that should have been done. And I don't know. I must be missing what Dana Beers is doing. Is that like a paid, like he picks a college football program or something?
Yeah, he is like, he doesn't have a team. He went to a smaller school. So he's going to try to find a team. And now Pink Whitney is sponsoring him and Glennie going around the campuses or having him out. And he's going to name his college football team.
Got it. Like he did the horns down right in the grill of the mascot and the cheerleading team, which, by the way, if you're a Texas Tech Red Raider, knock yourself out. If you're a fake fan and like don't really like the team and you run on and do that, I think it's kind of obnoxious. So there are two things, a lot of views, two things that I'm like, cringy, that are content people, which a lot of people liked. So maybe I'm just getting old and out of it. But those are two things I wasn't overly proud of from content perspective.
Yeah, I that goes back to kind of the whole Greg Gard thing, right? Like you're like when it comes to relationships and whatnot.
Well, no, Greg Gard, Rico just wasn't funny at all. Like I don't know what he was trying to do there. He like had a pre-planned line, and it was rude to that guy. That came across weird to me too.
Mm-hmm.
Like I honestly, if you're a Texas fan, wouldn't you want to fucking not just the horns down, even a Texas Tech? Like who the fuck are you? Like you've liked our team for what, a day?
Yeah, I mean, I understand your point. How did Caleb take it? Did you?
I didn't tell Caleb. I didn't even say it. I just asked. I was like, it's like, what happened? What is that? I assumed that they were like friends with somebody on Tennessee, and they kind
Maybe
of
they are
okay.
too. He does have.
They said no.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're like, we were trying to get on the sidelines. We weren't getting on. We just snuck on and did it. It's like that. That to me, it's like. I remember one time I didn't love back in the day. Like I think PMT pranked the Celtics like press conference with Brad Stevens. It's like I talked to like the people in the Celtics front office, and they give me great tickets and they're nice, and then Barstool like pranks you. It's like, that's if I was on the Celtics at that point, like I apologize, like I'm sorry, like I didn't know that was happening. But if like we were nice to somebody and gave access, and then they kind of did that to us, I'd be like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, that's a story as old as time at Barstool, though, right? Where one person has
blind Mike.
Which
except we didn't even have a relationship. Blind Mike like went in and like caused a brouhaha, like a Red Sox press conference, and we didn't even have necessarily a relationship. But it's like you do represent us, whether you think so or not. Like you're not just yourself.
Yeah, there's that, and then it's also one person has a personal relationship. The other people don't.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
they're like, hey, I'm going to say whatever the fuck I want. I don't have a relationship with them. And then it's like, oh, it goes in the blog. And then like you say, ultimately, people think you're Barstool. So everything does come back to you.
Yeah, but and using the Tennessee, like the Tennessee baseball coach was on our game day show. We got him through the athletic department.
Oh, really? Do you know?
And then like 2 hours later, we're fucking dumping the head coach with Gatorade.
And you didn't hear that there was a problem with it, though. You're just going off of your
no.
personal opinion.
I have not heard that there's a problem with it at all.
Gotcha. I mean, because on a much lower level, like Justin Fields, I don't know if you saw, but he mentioned the Barstool in his press conference after for blasting that video out.
What video?
The one where he said all Bears fans don't. Bears fans don't, whatever.
That I have zero sympathy for. He said it in front of
but I'm
cameras
just saying,
and microphones.
Sure, yeah, I know. But then it's like they were like, oh, their press people are like, oh, what's going on? We're like, don't worry about it. Like that's not us. It's the main account. What are you gonna do? But we're not gonna complain about it. We didn't.
Yeah, and that's apples and oranges. Like listen. If a guy goes in a press conference and says shit, you can't be mad like, why are you guys talking about what he said at a press conference as opposed to sneaking on the field and dumping somebody with fucking Gatorade.
Yeah, it is different, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. I'm interested to hear what he would say. Foreplay got to hang out with George W. Bush.
Saw that. I mean, they hang out with everybody.
Did you like the Trent thing? That I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah, I did. I someone was telling me about that. I didn't think it was that hilarious. Like he stuck his hand out a couple times early. I wasn't like. I don't know. I didn't think much of that.
It's I don't know. It was very. I thought it was like Frankie's picture was very. I thought it was very funny. Merchapalooza is still going on. I don't know if it's going to be going on as the time of this airing, but.
Yeah, I think it is.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So just we're using codes. Just got to keep ramping ways to make money, ways to bring in revenue. So it's a good idea.
Yeah. As of right now, at the time of this recording, there's 10 people left. Big Cat, Billy, Brianna, Hank, Jake, Kate, Keegs, Megan making money, Nick, and Trent.
Top person gets what, like 25K or something?
25K. Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of money on the line.
A lot of money on the line. So yeah, it's just a business.
It's a Merchapalooza.
Merchapalooza. What's the
I think you get
Merchapalooza?
10% off right now if you go to the store and use one of those codes. I think that's the deal.
Yeah,
I do.
it's going well. Again, we got to pay the bills, so I'm glad we're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Kate is in first place right now.
I know she should have to give
was
her
gonna say,
money
it's
to a women's abuse shelter. if she
Oh,
wins.
come on. That's not necessarily the case, man.
Yeah, no, it is.
It's not. So you don't. I did have Dana and Glennie's Whitney tour, but you gave your take on that.
And what do you think on that? Those two cases I just
Yeah, I think yeah, if they you're right, if they snuck down and you just did have the head coach, you went through the athletic department and someone was rubbed the wrong way, I could see your point on this one for sure. Dana is maybe a little more harmless, but
it's harmless. It's more obnoxious to me. It's like you're not a fan.
you're like fan, but we got come on, how many?
Not everyone's a Tottenham guy like you are, Dave.
But I wouldn't run on the field and fucking do that to I'll do it to fucking idiot Troops who's coming to Miami for the North London Derby. But I've been paying attention to fucking Tottenham far longer than Dana has been a Texas Tech Red Raider fan. And mine was organic. I wasn't like, hey, I'm going around to fucking pick a team. No, it's Tottenham and my new friend Harry Kane, Eric Doherty, and Eric Dyer, Matt Doherty and Eric Dyer reached out to me. We became fast friends.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll see. The tour continues. I don't know where he's going next. What about, do you have more insight? Brandon Walker's been talking about his wrestling interview. Has he reached out to you, Dave? Did he talk to you at Tennessee?
No.
Gaz, he's all over your ass, I saw.
He is. He wants to bring back wrestling. We've I think there's some misconceptions on the wrestling getting pulled, which it did at the time, but it was talked about being like reformatted because when he gets the guests, they crush. When it's just like him talking, no one pays attention and they're very small. So we've kind of been like, let's focus on getting the bigger interviews, the big moments, the WrestleManias, go do those kind of things. So I think I'm talking to him at 3:30 today to do it. But yeah, he had huge guests. He texted me about it. I said, congratulations, you had one of the biggest stars on, and that's why people watched. It's great. Let's keep that going. So we'll see. Maybe we'll bring it back.
There we go. Did you see the video of Hannah almost burning down River North, Dave?
No.
Oh,
your Hannah.
Yes.
Chicago Hannah.
Yeah.
Her hair caught fire.
Her hair caught on, dude. It was fucking nuts.
She's still in my doghouse. Probably will be forever.
Why is she in your doghouse?
Because when we went to the Elton John concert with Patty the Batty, and then people are like, are we going out after? She's like, yeah, let's go to Tao. That's the girl who promotes River North. Like, I'm in town for the first time. Patty's here. You want to go somewhere that's not our bar?
Yeah. Better know. Maybe she was just thinking you wouldn't want to go. I don't know. Maybe
to our bar?
Maybe you wanted something different. Maybe she was thinking.
To our bar? Every night I've been in Chicago that our bar has been open, I have pretty much been there. What would make you think I want to go promote a bar that is not our bar?
True.
You don't know me very well if you think I want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
I go where we are. If we don't have a bar, I'll go somewhere else. If we have a bar, I will fucking be there.
I mean, you skipped the Revivalist show just to go to our bar.
Yeah.
White Sox Dave did not skip a show.
Well, White Sox Dave.
Finish.
What does he do?
He's White Sox Dave.
Like I think Big Cat has said, a rude awakening when he relocates to Chicago.
How? Why do you think that?
Why? From all indication, he really don't work.
Well, I think he's trying to get his music podcast picked up. I don't know what. Do you have any update on that, Gaz?
I know him and Dante have been doing it. They just have to prove that the numbers are there to support being added.
He's here if you'd like to talk to him.
Like White Sox Dave does less than I think Rico Bosco.
Here you go, pulling Rico back into the ring.
Well, no, Rico started the blog because I've been on him where it's like, doing a podcast or a show or a couple things a week, that like what are we paying a full salary for that? I can find part-time people for that.
You want to talk to him? Should I get him in here?
Yeah, let's find out what White Sox Dave does.
All right.
This should be interesting. And helpful.
You got me now.
Yes.
I'm using Ed's mic. What's up?
Okay. What do you do?
Whole lot of nothing.
For real?
No, not for real.
So what do you do? Give me a week schedule. What are you doing today?
Right now, I was sitting in the main studio. We're planning out Barstool outdoor stuff. We're going fishing with Sydney this afternoon, I think. I got a blog bitching about the White Sox that's like 8 billion words long that I'm constructing as we speak. Mondays, we don't typically record. That's
so how
Tuesday,
many
Wednesday,
blogs
Thursday.
Do you usually churn out then on a Monday?
On a Monday? Monday is more blogging day for me. Mondays and Fridays. I'll try to get at least 3.
How 3 blogs on Monday?
Yeah.
All right, so that's good. So I could be wrong here. Tuesdays?
Tuesdays through Thursday. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday are bigger recording days.
So like what?
We got snake drafts. We got the Redline Radio.
How
we got the rundown
drafts? How often is snake drafts?
once a week. That when we record those Thursdays usually, I think.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Yep. Continue.
And those take a few hours. Redline takes a few hours.
The
Rundown.
red line is daily, right?
No, that's Wednesdays.
Okay. Continue.
Rundowns Wednesdays. Wednesdays are our heavy recording days, at least for me personally.
And what do you do? What's a Wednesday? What's a heavy recording day?
It's if we don't have the dog walk on Wednesdays, sometimes we do, depending on scheduling for New York people to get them on Zoom. But it's like usually noon to 4, I would say.
You're recording from noon to 4. What are you recording?
I'm On Wednesdays, noon to 4, it's red line, rundown. What else do we got on Wednesdays? Because Wednesdays are heavy. Just run down a red line. Yeah, run down a red line. Here and there, we might have to pivot and.
Okay, so that's not 4 hours, but continue. All right, so Thursday.
Thursday is snake draft for the dog walk.
Okay, and then Friday.
And then Fridays typically we kind of stack it so we don't have a lot of recording on Friday unless we have to.
So how many? I guess the question is how many blogs based on this recording are you churning out a week?
I'd say 10 to 15. Depending on,
I'm going to figure this out the same way I'm going to figure out Rico Bosco, and I'm going to be the first one. I said coming into this, I didn't think you did much. I'm going to I'm going to find out right now.
Yeah, you can pull all that up.
Yep. No, I am, and I'll owe you an apology if I am wrong because it's I'm going to figure it out right now. If you're a top 20 guy,
I would say I'm top 20. Yeah.
Okay, then you win and I lose.
How you going by? You going by posts or views or page views?
That's the thing that I talk to Chief a lot about. Like, I could throw up a smut blog that takes me literally 5 minutes to blog, and then I'll be on the top blogger thing that Hub sends out. Or I could spend 2 hours like I am this morning writing a White Sox blog, and 3 people will read it, and it's just like a fart in the wind, you know?
So what are we on? I look at the thing Hub sends out, top 20 bloggers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was like a couple of weeks ago, I want to say number 2 company wide, and I had like 5 blogs total that week, and one of them went like viral.
So this past week you're not on.
No, this past week I wasn't. It was all White Sox shit because they shat down their legs, and that's just the nature of the beast, you know? Which is unfortunate because it's like, do you spend 3 hours writing a blog and doing actual nose to the ground work, or do you spend 5 minutes and throw up some Instagram model?
Yeah, but you could do both if it only takes 5
No,
minutes.
that I do. Whenever I have an extra 10 minutes, I'll throw up a smut blog.
But you have an extra 10 minutes a lot.
Yeah, we all do. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Right. So,
and you can go look at.
I'm just trying to start to look more so, and this started with the Rico, like, it started when Dan gets there. We think there's going to be a little bit of a rude awakening for the Chicago crew. We think they're a late arrival, early to bed.
That's
crowd.
not the case. I would say we're all morning people here. Other than Ed, which I'm not trying to take a dig at Ed, but like Ryan, Carl, and I, we're up at like 6:30. I'll try to get my blogs out before I get to the office.
You're not on this. The 8:29 and 9:04, not on the top 20 here.
Go back a couple weeks. I was number 2, I want to say.
Yeah, but you're saying you had one that went viral.
But I know that it was some stupid smut blog that took 0 brain power, 0 actual effort.
But you could do that every week, no?
No, I know. I mean, not all of them are going to go viral, though. I forget that one might not have been a smut blog. I forget exactly what it was, but it had like a billion page views.
I don't know what it was.
I forget exactly what it was. It was a few weeks back.
No. You had 2 that were both very good. 12-year-old kid hits the farthest home run.
That's the one. Yes, that was the one. Yes.
Veterinarian goes viral on TikTok for dropping our top 5 drug bees. To me, and you had a very good week. You could do that every week. Like anybody could do that any week.
Okay, here's
You're doing more than I guess I thought, so I'm not gonna like.
Here's one thing though. If it's like a viral story, I intentionally, and you can coach me up or correct me if I'm doing this. I'm not. I would say I'm better on camera and on the microphone than written word. If it's a big story, I won't touch it because there's a million other like. I don't know. He's the first one that popped in my head. Francis, for instance, he's a great writer. Some shit I'm just not going to touch. But if it's easy clickbait stuff like the TikTok blog right there, I guess,
there's some validity to that. I guess my, and this isn't necessarily just a White Sox Dave issue. You kind of got dragged into it. It's an everything issue a little bit. Is that that it's easier to be on camera and do like an hour, and like doing an hour or 2, even a 3 a day. That's not like a full day. I don't know where like in this company that thought has been like, well, I did a podcast And this, like, all right, you worked like 3 hours.
Days over for sure. No, I get that. Definitely.
So that's a mentality, I think. And Dan, nobody's more not of that mindset than Dan.
Of
so
course.
I think that is where the thought comes there's going to be a rude awakening when he moves, because he doesn't do 3-hour days. He does 12-hour
12-hour days. I know that. Yeah.
So is that what's happening in Chicago? I don't think so.
I mean, no, it's not. It's not. But
Like, I think there's going to be a lot more like you guys being in the office late, you guys being there all day. Like, he's just always doing so. We'll see.
that's fine with me. That's what I mean. I came from that. I was working 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. every single day, Monday through Friday at my old job. I'm like, I prefer that. And like I was telling you, I try to get blogs out before I get into the office, because once you get in here, there's people talking, there's, cameras everywhere. It's I don't want to say impossible to write, but it's not conducive to.
Well, that's not true. There's a million places in your new office that you can go burrow up. And
Yeah, of course.
silence.
Yeah.
So that I mean, what you just said makes no sense.
Ed. What? He can't hear. I don't think. Can you hear?
I can hear.
Would you agree?
Well, you can't talk though.
Here.
What's your question? Would I agree?
The
Well,
question is,
I didn't say impossible. It's harder to write here.
he said it's harder to write in here.
yeah, but in my answer to that, I've been in that office. There's plenty of places to
there's
go
probably
burrow
places to
yourself.
blog.
There is for sure.
Yeah, it's
But I personally.
All right, we can't hear you. There's only
I
one
personally
microphone.
try to get my writing done before I get to the
Okay,
office.
that's
So
a personal thing, but your rationale for why makes no sense.
You can ask anybody else in here. I mean, yes, you can hide in a cubicle or whatever if you absolutely fucking have to get something out. Like if it's a breaking news story about the White Sox or Blackhawks or Bears or whatever, you can go and burrow up for sure. But if I'm sitting there writing a long form blog, I'm going to be typically in the main recording studio, and people are coming in and out. That's why I like to get shit done before I get to the office.
Okay, but the facts don't look like you get a whole ton done before the office, with the exception of that 1 week where you had 2 viral. And I'm not trying to pick on you because you had some answers, but it's like I'm saying, I think a culture shift is coming.
No, and that's fine. I welcome that. Like, I don't like having downtime during the day ever. I mean, I worked in corporate America for a decade before doing this, I have no problem going back to that long ass fucking day. But here's the other thing. Like, would you consider me watching White Sox games part of work, either at the game or on TV?
Not really, no.
I struggle with that as well.
Well, let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
Would you watch the games if you didn't work here?
Of course I would, yeah.
So then
But
what
isn't
are we
that like
talking
part of
about?
the gig?
So then what are we talking about?
I mean, we have to watch them, right? We have to watch all our games.
I've never said you have to watch every White Sox game.
I mean, baseball is a little different than other sports, considering how many.
You just answered the question like that. That's something you're doing because you love doing. You're doing it regardless.
Yeah. So what would you want me doing? Like live streaming once a week or something?
The White Sox game?
Yeah.
No, but I'm sure you could like make better content out of it. Possibly. I mean, I think you do pretty good with the White Sox. But I don't know what you're asking.
Yeah.
Like that's not.
Because you asked like, 12-hour days. Like I get home and my night is revolving around a White Sox baseball game. March through the end of the season.
But that's your life. Like
yes, I know. But I mean, you named me White Sox Dave. You called me that.
That's irregardless if you worked here, though.
But isn't that why? At least partially why you hired me
because we needed a White Sox guy.
That's originally why you did hire me. Yes, that is why. 10 years ago, yeah.
No, because you couldn't chew a piece of gum is why I wanted to hire you. That didn't matter if what that had anything to do with. I'm like, this guy's a fucking weird dude.
I'm not that weird.
Wasn't
kind of weird.
It wasn't because it's like White Sox per se.
I mean, I was originally hired by Neil because they needed someone to cover the White Sox for the original Barstool Chicago. And you called me White Sox Dave because you didn't want a second Dave on the website.
Yeah, so it's a good nickname. I don't know what your point is. If you think you work here to cover the White Sox and that's it, then
no, absolutely not. Not that's it. We do a lot more than that. Obviously, Sydney, Chief, and I are in the other office right now. We're planning out Barstool Outdoor stuff. I've done all the game shows, and people actually really like me on those, and I've done well on them.
Yeah, no, I don't dispute that, but like that's a week out of a year.
Of course, but I'm not saying that only White Sox stuff is what I do.
My message we're going to circle is the easiest way to prove you do shit, besides like a couple podcasts and this that, is
blogging,
consistent blogging. Correct?
Yeah.
So I'm going to say
I get that.
thing.
Yeah,
I'm going to say the same thing I say to Rico is the list of people that are consistently on the top 20. I don't think it takes a lot of effort to break into the top 20 every single week.
Can I speak freely?
Yes.
What was the word we used? Am I still immune? It takes, I mean, a normal work week's 40 hours, right? In business, not Barstool typically, but it's 40 hours.
Yeah.
To break into the top 20, it takes a handful of hours a week. That's it.
Okay. Point.
I mean, yeah, exactly. So I'm top 20. I would
when?
I mean, you're talking page views. I'm talking blog output total. Like I said, like I can
the thing Hubs puts out is
go. You can go to HQ and pull up year to date and all that.
I'm looking at the total page views.
Yes, exactly. So I can throw up a smut blog. It'll get 50,000 page views.
Dummy, then do it.
That's what. Go and look at.
You're
like
not
half
on
my
it.
blogs. Half my blogs are smut blogs because I know that that's the formula.
Then why aren't you on it every week?
I don't know. I don't even really look at those, to be honest.
Well,
I mean, I'll glance at it.
You're not on it. You're
the
not
last
on
week?
You were on it one. I've looked at the last 4. You were on it once when you had those 2 viral blogs that had nothing to do with smut. You just sat here and told me, I don't want to say it's a hush hush. You can get on that list by doing fucking 20 minutes of work. Well, then get fucking on it because you're proving my exact point is what you're not fucking doing it. Why?
Those page views, like I said, a White Sox
matter.
blog. No, I know they matter, but
then get on it. You just said you can get on it whenever you want.
I am doing that right now.
No, you're not. The facts show you're not.
You can go and look at the timestamps of this blog that I'm writing right now. I started it early this morning, and I'm finishing it as we speak. It might be going up. I hit submit on it. But that blog took me hours to write. It was a White Sox blog.
You want a fucking cookie?
No, I don't. But I'm saying that blog, no one's going to read that because it's a long-form White Sox blog. And
then why are you writing it?
I've asked that question to multiple people, not you, obviously. I've talked to Ryan, Chief Ryan, about this many times. It's
so someone told you to spend 4 hours writing a long-form White Sox blog that nobody's going to read.
Yeah. Yes.
Who told you that?
That's originally when I got hired. And then this afternoon, I'll throw up some Instagram model.
Hey, don't do that. Don't spend 4 hours writing a long-form White Sox blog that nobody's going to read.
And I have cut back on that a lot this year because I've directed that
You've sat here and told me you can get on that list. You can fucking, if you want to do both, do both. You told me it takes 5 minutes for you to break onto this list every week. I want to see your name on the list.
Okay, you'll see it.
And don't
Sounds
tell
good.
me it is every week because it's not, because I just looked.
I was talking about if blog output.
In the time you were on the list, it doesn't matter, but get his page views.
Okay. That's
if you can write one long form blog that gets you on the list, do that. If you have to do what you're calling clickbait to get on the list, do that.
Okay.
Get on the list.
Done.
Theoretically,
I like this conversation right now.
Theoretically, under what you've told me, you can do both because you can write your White Sox thesis and then just go write a blog in 5 minutes. You told me what you said as we're ready to end this, which I was like fine with the whole conversation, whatever, blog more, is a little known secret is I can get on that list by doing 10 minutes of work.
I think
get
everybody
on the fucking list, and I'll never, ever mention this or bring this up that I think you're not working hard. And I don't really care. If you can get on that list quickly, get on it. You're not on it.
Harder, not smarter, or smarter, not harder. Yes.
The time you're on it has nothing to do with smut blogs. There's a Little League home run blog, and it was something else that had nothing to do with smut. So I don't know what you're talking about. You went viral twice, not on smut.
Okay, point taken. Do you want it back? No, I'm
Next
good.
week, we're going to read this list on this show. Deal. The Hubs list. Everyone
Hubs
can
list.
get on this list. That's my point. Everyone's like, I can get on this list. I can do it. Well, then do it. Because we're all better for it. The fucking page views be through the roof. Then do it. Don't sit there and tell me I can get on that list. It takes me 5 minutes. I just choose not to. What the fuck does that mean?
The Hubs list. We're naming the Hubs list next week.
But,
Are you-
I mean, that's crazy to be like, little known secret. I could fucking get on that list and have 1 million page views. It takes me 5 minutes to do it. Well, then fucking do it.
How
It's a
did he
slap
come
in the
up?
face of me not to do it. What?
How did he come up? What were you like keying on him? Did you have a conversation
Who?
about him, Bruce? Dave. White Sox Dave, like beforehand, like were you just wondering one day?
It was
Or
the
it's-
Rico, Dan moving to Chicago. I don't know what prompted it.
I'd like to exclude myself from that narrative, by the way, just for the record.
It's what narrative?
That
Oh, I think it started. You know how I think it started? Hannah. And when White Sox Dave and when fucking Gaz is like, I skipped the revivalist to go to the Barstool River North. And Dave decided he didn't have to go to River North or stay there because he could go to his concert. It's like, at what point are you going to realize what a fucking gift this thing is and start acting like you appreciate it? That's probably what prompted it.
yeah,
But that
I can't
thing
argue.
you
I
just
can't
said
argue with that at all.
infuriated me. That infuriated me. I
Yeah.
can get on that list whenever I want. Well, what do you mean? Then
Yeah.
get on it. And then what do you mean you're writing a blog that you know nobody's going to read? How stupid are you? Why are you doing that?
Yeah.
I
No,
don't know
but
how much time we have left, but Dead is sending over the year-to-date blogs posted for the whole company and then page views. So you can see how many he does ranking according to the rest of the company.
That's crazy what he said. He said a couple crazy things.
I mean, it's White Sox Dave. That's what he
I'm
does.
spending 4 hours writing a blog I know nobody is going to read. What are we, Creed thoughts? What fucking good does that do us?
That's White
I'm
Sox
writing
Dave.
this blog for nobody. And I know
He
nobody's
like
gonna
you
read it.
like he said though, like he thinks you hired him to cover the White Sox.
Well, that's crazy.
That. Yeah, I don't know. Are we? Do you want to wait for that, or what do you want to do?
How long is it going to take?
I asked him if he could have it within the next 2-3 minutes. He said, yeah, I'll send it over. So
I gotta piss. Can I piss real quick then?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Blogs that nobody reads. All I want is effort. I don't even need results. I guess that's effort, right? But does that count as effort when you say you're going to write a blog that nobody's going to read? Who the fuck does that? That's fucking psycho shit. Write a blog that nobody. I'm spending my entire day writing something that nobody's going to read. Okay, well that's good. The fuck are we talking about? Write a whole fucking blog. It's fucking crazy. That's crazy. White Sox Dave. I'm gonna spend 4 hours writing a blog that I know nobody's gonna read. What fucking kind of moron does that? Unfucking.
He loves the White Sox.
all right. So this list right here is page views year to date, top to bottom.
So he's 28th, right? Oh, okay.
Correct.
Wait. So, but there's a left and a right.
Yes, but there's web pages and then app page views. Just look at them. They're the number one blogger they're combined. So you can look at it by rank of people. Like number one is that person.
Okay, so Riggs is one.
Yes.
Riggs, Thornton, Dante Hubbs, Clem, Big Tennessee, Green, Nate, Matt's with Chief, Pat, RTD, Tony Smokes, Banks, Kelly Keegs, Billy Football, Glenny Balls, Robbie, Steve Che, Chaps, El Prez, K Marco, Carl, 28. Yeah, so I mean, this is pretty much what I thought, right? I mean, it's this is the list I thought. He's not top 20. And the people on the top 20, Matt Fitzgerald, I mean, that is Burge in Cleveland, right?
No, that's a different guy.
Who's Matt Fitzgerald?
I think he just does sports for us. He does a good job though.
Clearly, Nate, big again. All right, Pat. This is what I mean. This is all right. So Jordy is 12. Banks. Again, this just reinforces what I'm saying. It's an effort. This is an effort list to me.
Go to the next one. See if it's very similar. This is total blogs by person.
The tank shows up. Yeah, the list is almost identical.
Yeah. So what's White Sox Dave's 29th? So he's 28th and 29th.
Yeah, it's almost
Yeah,
identical. Right. It's almost identical. It's an effort thing. I mean, put that up again. So Chiefs 14. Carl's 20. So Eddie, you don't blog.
No, I do 3 podcasts.
But I mean, that's not in the scheme of everything a lot.
My podcast is week daily, Dave. I do one every day.
Yeah, but that so like, all right.
And it's not like so I do 6 a week. I used to do 7, and at one point I did 8.
The argument to that is I did the rundown every single day and 10 blogs a day on top of it.
Yeah, but that's a little different though. Like you're just like a lot of times like you're just showing up and you're like talking about topics. Like I'll have to book these people.
I was putting together, like I was doing all that myself. Like I was curating the list, watching it, getting it.
And I think 2 of them are in the top 10. So I mean, I don't know. I'd like to be excluded for that narrative, but
the narrative not blogging is not a narrative. The not doing work, you're saying you do more of the podcasting.
Yeah. And just, if there's mini golf, there's streams, whatever, I'm fucking there. So
yeah.
I
But
fly
that
wherever.
again, we don't do that often enough where that's like a thing to me. The other stuff, maybe the back racer, like this, I don't think is like, do you do this? Like who does this podcast? Who
Me.
comes up with the list and shit? I thought
Me.
Kareem did. You?
No, I do. Yes. Yeah. And Kareem, you could confirm that.
Yes, confirm.
Yeah. So,
I don't know.
So yeah, like it's more time than you think. Like I'll be recording for 6 hours, and then like I mean, it's more than you think, Dave. So I personally am not worried about my work ethic coming in question. I've talked to Dan about that as well. So yeah.
Like I said, I do think there'll be an overall culture shock there. The White Sox, Dave,
There 1,000% will be.
as the
1,000%.
example of what I just said, he basically just flat lied, right? I mean, we just looked at the stats. He lied. Top 20, he's like, I'm always in the top. No, you're not. We just looked at the stats. You're pretty consistently 28, 29, and it's an effortless. That is what I keep fucking saying. It is an effortless. I've said it to Rico Bosco. I've said it. It's like we live in a world where somehow doing 2 hours of recording has become like I put in a full day, and it's fairy tale. That's how I look at it. That's how I look.
All right. That's all I have, unless you have anything else.
No.
All right.
We'll get White Sox Day back in here.
All right.
Hello.
I just had to call you in one last set. We pulled all the stats.
I'm sorry.
We pulled all
turn
the
up-
stats from this year.
Okay.
Your 28th blogs published and like 29th in page views. So you
28th?
lied to me. Yes.
I could have swore I was
No.
like 18th.
No. You could have sworn you made that up in that head of yours. So you basically aren't trying. The list is a try list. You're not blogging a lot, and it shows. So I can do this, and I can do that, and I can do this. You're doing none of it. So change.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All right. That's the show. Thanks everybody for listening. We'll see you next week.